The year was 1944. On battlefields throughout Europe and across the Pacific, the most monumental struggle in human history was being waged. It was a year in which the long-awaited Allied landing in Normandy signaled the beginning of the end of World War II. Arrayed against such a backdrop, most events tend to pale in significance. And yet, it is exactly in this historic context, 60 years ago, that the PM industry experienced a momentous beginning of its own, an event whose significance has grown with each passing year. In 1944, the PM industry's major product was self-lubricating bronze bearings, and non-ferrous metal powders were its principal raw materials. Shipments of U.S.-made iron powder amounted to only about 1,800 tons that year. Many aspects of PM were considered secret back then, and industry practitioners were loath to discuss too many technical details for fear the competition would learn about their special techniques. Still, the industry, mostly through the impetus of the powder producers, recognized the need to organize itself, and in January of 1944 formed a trade association which was called the Metal Powder Association. The administration of the association was left to the Lead Industries Association, which was paid by the powder producers to run the MPA. The MPA's first meeting, at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel in May 1944, included a review of the organization of the association by its first president, H.E. Hall, president of Metals Disintegrating Corporation of Elizabeth, New Jersey, and the presentation of 5 technical papers. The descendant of Metals Disintegrating, AccuPowder International LLC, is involved in the PM industry to this very day, as are those of many other early members of the MPA. Companies like General Aniline and Film Corporation, or GIF in New York, today doing business as International Specialty Products. New York Zinc Sales Company in New York, today active as Zinc Corporation of America. And the Plastic Metals Division of the National Radiator Company in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which still produces powder as North American Höganäs High Alloys LLC. By 1945, the association amended its bylaws in order to open membership to companies engaged in the manufacture of, quote, useful articles, end quote, from metal powders. An associate membership was also created, which allowed manufacturers of equipment used to make powders and parts, as well as consultants, to become members. As the 40s progressed, PM's major markets included business machines, home appliances, and of course, automotive, with the Amplex division of Chrysler Corporation in Detroit and GM's Moraine Products division in Dayton the dominant players in the industry. Early on, MPA launched an active program aimed at standardizing powder evaluation methods such as apparent density, flow, screen analysis, and hydrogen loss. As the 40s gave way to the 50s, PM applications started to broaden, and the iron markets began to take off. In addition to self-lubricating bearings, the automotive oil pump gear became a viable product. Filters, radial cores, copper carbon brushes, contact points, and tungsten filaments were the other commercial products for PM. Large, well-known companies such as NCR, Maytag, Remington Arms, Pitney Bowes, IBM, and Lionel Corporation began designing PM parts for their products or installing in-plant PM departments. In 1956, Kempton H. Roll, who had first become involved with the metal powder industry in 1948 when he came to work for the Lead Industries Association, was asked to serve as the association's first executive director. Together with industry leaders such as B.T. Ernie DuPont of National Radiator, Ernest Klein of New Jersey Zinc, and George Roberts of Vanadium Alloy Steel Company, Kempton Roll developed the initial structure of the newly named Metal Powder Industries Federation, which was to be made up of separate associations covering different sectors of the PM industry. The Federation was officially constituted in 1957 with George Roberts as its first president. Soon after, the Powder Metallurgy Parts Association, Metal Powder Producers Association, Powder Metallurgy Equipment Association, and In-Plant Metallurgy Association, later to become the Advanced Particulate Materials Association, were formed and integrated into the Federation concept. In later years, the Refractory Metals Association and the Metal Injection Molding Association were also launched and brought under the Federation's umbrella. In conjunction with MPIF's creation, industry leaders saw the need for a professional society to promote the advancement of powder metallurgy as a science. Thus, in 1959, it formed the American Powder Metallurgy Institute. APMI has gone on to become recognized as the international professional society of the industry, with local sections, a monthly online newsletter, and the respected International Journal of Powder Metallurgy, first published in 1965. To reflect the growing stature of the industry, as well as the wider scope of the association, MPIF sponsored the first International PM Conference in 1960, an important worldwide industry forum which now alternates every 2 years among North America, Europe, and Japan. Other milestones continued to be posted. To showcase its increasingly diverse range of applications, in 1965, MPIF introduced its PM Design Competition, which featured these interesting and unique winning entries. In 1966, Ford Motor Company pushed the technology by introducing the C6 automatic transmission, the first to use substantial numbers of PM parts. During the 60s and 70s, the PM industry established itself as a viable technology capable of technological breakthroughs such as PM superalloys for aircraft applications and PM forgings for the automotive industry. In 1968, to deal with industry technological matters, MPIF formed the Research Advisory Board, which later became the Technical Board. In 1981, the Industry Development Board was formed and was charged with developing a cohesive, cooperative, industry-wide marketing program. The 1980s were fruitful years for rapid solidification technology, PM tool steels, and the beginning of metal injection molding. Other landmarks include Ford's first domestically produced PM steel hot forged connecting rod in 1987, as well as GM's adoption of PM bearing caps in 1993. All the while, PM usage in the typical family car has continued to grow, with current levels being nearly 3 times what they were in 1977. Throughout its existence, MPIF has played a pivotal role in the growth and success of the industry, fostering a free exchange of technical and business information through courses, seminars, and international conferences and exhibits, along with becoming the premier publishing house for PM publications and technical literature. It has been the prime mover in spreading the word about PM's benefits and capabilities internationally. MPIF associations have provided valuable statistical information to industry companies, helping them evaluate market size and growth and plan for investment in the future. In addition, MPIF has been a strong supporter of industry standards, seeking to raise the level of quality through powder and parts testing standards, and helping PM parts buyers make better informed decisions through the Information and Materials Standard 35. MPIF has grown to more than 275 member companies and organizations. Its role as the leading trade association for the international PM industry is unquestioned. The Federation has initiated innovative programs for R&D and standards to advance the growth of the PM industry. The MPIF Standards Board was established in 2001 to improve the coordination of standards and speed up the approval and introduction of new standards. MPIF is also leading the cooperative worldwide initiative for the creation of a new global PM property database, one of its most ambitious projects ever, and one that will represent a quantum leap in the delivery of vital engineering information to the end-user community. Most of all, through its 6 decades of existence, MPIF has been a gathering place for a diverse band of technical and business visionaries and geniuses who have helped make this industry what it is today. They did things others said were impossible. Some were genuine rebels and characters with rough edges. Others were schooled at the finest universities. Yet, they all shared an enduring vision to develop powder metallurgy into an important, internationally recognized and growing industry and technology. It is their efforts we celebrate as we proudly mark the 60th anniversary of the association they have all nurtured, the Metal Powder Industries Federation.